Hey guys, coming to you live at 5 today with Goodness Chick. Thank you for joining. And we're going to hit on the topic of communication this week with teenagers. And we're going to kind of get into, we're now in a generation of young people ranging from the age of 12 to about 21 that have grown up with cell phones as kind of the main means of communication. When you're looking at their parents, where we have had the opportunity to not solely be subjected to cell phones as communication, where we had a pay phone, we had a home line, it was passing notes in class, it was I'm going to talk to you in between classes, or we're going to talk on the phone after school, and now cell phones and technology could do wonderful, wonderful things for our kids, but we're kind of at a catch-22 where yes, it can do great things for our kids, but we need to be really careful when it comes to communication in particular, because we now have young people who are so accustomed to their cell phones as communication, with texting, with FaceTime, with on Snapchat, sending messages back and forth, that there has become a disconnect in terms of real communication, person to person, personal contact. Now you could think, well, that sounds crazy, that sounds strange. What do you mean by that? What I'm saying is, when we rely solely on something that's impersonal, something that is, I'm shooting a quick text to, when is dinner, to when's soccer practice, to, hey, meet me here after school, instead of engaging in actual dialogue conversation, our kids miss out. And they miss out because as they get older, there becomes obstacles in the inability to have kind of like, I'm going to say, normal, healthy conversations with other people. Whether that be I'm having to have a conversation with my teacher about a grade I'm unsure about. I have to talk to my parent about something that's going on that I'm uncomfortable with. In a relationship with a friend or somebody that they're dating. And then it kind of goes into the domino effect of later down the road with whether it's the workplace, a professor, and the domino effect continues. And so what's happening is we have young people who are so comfortable and so reliant and so accustomed to cell phones and texting and all that jazz as their main means of communication, when it comes to actually interacting and actually making that phone call for a job interview, having to, dialogue with somebody one-on-one that they're maybe not familiar with, it's uncomfortable. Not only is it uncomfortable, we have a whole lot of young people who, when they have to go and do these things, it triggers anxiety. It can absolutely correlate with depression, where I don't know how to communicate with somebody and articulate and dialogue in a way that isn't focused with my cell phone. And so there's issues with that. And I'm going to say, as a parent, as an aunt, uncle, grandparent, chatting with your kids, teaching them what it means to have eye contact. I think we're losing out on that a lot, that you have eye contact when you have a conversation. It doesn't need to be the whole time, but looking somebody in the eye. It's not, your home, not solely communicating door to kitchen to living room to outside by texting. Once in a while that's okay, but it can't be the main means of communication, because we're really kind of cutting our kids at the ankles when it comes to teaching them how to communicate. And we're really at a very seesaw pivotal time with this generation of teenagers, because really they're kind of the first to go through only having exposure to cell phones. You ask most kids, there's no landline at home anymore. They're not getting tangled up in that wire that you used to when you talk on the phone, to having to run to the pay phone, put quarters in. Half of them don't even know what a pay phone is. And so, what they are losing out on. Yeah, we get convenience with this, but they're losing out at the personal aspect of it. And there's a richness and the ability to communicate and the ability to talk one-on-one with somebody and to articulate and hold conversation. As human beings, we need personal contact. And when that is removed from us and we don't know how to achieve that, it creates obstacles and it creates barriers with them as human beings, how they perceive themselves. It creates self-doubt when I don't know how to do this and I'm not really sure and comfortable how to communicate and dialogue, to not really knowing what a healthy relationship is when it comes to communication, which is a super big part of a relationship. So I encourage you not to solely rely on your cell phone and texting when it comes to communicating with your kids. It's okay once in a while, but not the sole form of communication. Have them hop on the phone, once a week, every other week with a grandparent or somebody, a relative or somebody they haven't talked to in a while, and learning what it means to communicate, because a lot of our young people are at a loss for this. And so I encourage you to hop on goodnesschick.com tomorrow, delving deeper into this. And this might seem kind of like a strange topic to hit on, but it's not, because communication is a vital part of us functioning as human beings and maintaining and achieving healthy relationships and being functioning wholly in the workplace and our homes. So it's totally an important component of what it is to be a young person and achieving healthy communication. So I wish you a great week. Peace, love, and goodness. Have a great day.